In today's Money Watch, we look ahead to the Federal Reserve's first interest rate decision since President Trump took office. He has called for rate cuts and wasted no time implementing policies that could reshape the economy. With the Fed announcement just hours away from now, we are joined by CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so the Fed will announce its decision around 2 p.m. today, I believe it is. What are you expecting?
So probably a lot of nothing. And the reason is, I think the Federal Reserve is going to pause. They've been cutting rates, right? We had a bunch of cuts last year. This time around, though, the Fed is looking at two things, right? They're looking at the labor market and the inflation rate.
All right.
And the idea around the inflation rate is that it has come down substantially, but it's not down to where the Fed wants it to be. So the Fed is likely to keep interest rates higher for longer. Now, what's the risk of that? You tank the economy, you tank the labor market.
Right.
But we have not seen any evidence of that. In fact, the labor market remains pretty solid. We know the economy is growing. This gives the Fed the ability to kind of take it easy, see how data come in, and go from there.
So that leads me to my next question. The high interest rates, they may not be eating into economic growth, but how will this be impacting consumers?
Well, on the good side, of course, if you're a saver, you're psyched. You get to renew your CD, you get to get that 4% rate in your high yield savings. But borrowers are showing signs of stress. And we had a new survey out from the Philadelphia Federal Reserve Bank. And what it showed is that we have more people going into credit card debt. And more of those people going into credit card debt are delinquent. They are making payments more than 30 days late.
Okay.
And that's a sign that consumers could be buckling under these high interest rates. The thing that's kind of weird about the economy right now is that there are enough people who have a job, maybe own their homes, maybe are investors. They seem to be spending enough so that they compensate for those people who are under pressure. But both sides do exist.
Reading the tea leaves on those late payments, you know, it's a sign of the buckling of consumers. All right, so the Trump administration policies influence, how could it influence the future Federal Reserve decisions?
You know, it's going to be data dependent. That's what the Federal Reserve always says. But obviously, all the economists who work for the Fed are looking at a couple of very important policy initiatives. Immigration, how that could impact perhaps the labor market, especially in those sectors that are employing a lot of people who are foreign-born. And then also they're looking at tariffs. Tariffs in general tend
It's a hot topic, Jill.
And so we have
and I'm gonna be real, a lot of people don't understand tariffs.
Yeah, I mean, because the importing company is going to pay the tariff. Do they pass along that cost to the consumer?
Most likely.
If they do, the inflation rate will rise. So immigration and tariffs are the two big tentpole issues that the Fed is going to keep an eye on.
Okay, so switching gears a little bit, the Trump administration announced a pause on federal grants, loans, and other financial assistance programs, and that went into effect at 5 p.m. yesterday. What does that all mean?
Well, we got a court order that stopped that, injunction.
Yep.
And so what we really have to do is see what kind of funding is flowing. That could very seriously hurt the economy if we don't see those
people heard the word
flow.
freeze. And there's a panic out there.
Absolutely. So we're going to watch that, and we'll see what actually gets enacted and how it impacts the economy.
Dollar Jill, I appreciate you.